Ross Jacobson, sports editor of the Casper Star-Tribune, alongside Ryan Holmgren, our UW beat writer. Today we're going to introduce the first part of our Life in the Mountain West series, which deals on marketing. Ryan, life for Wyoming is a little bit different than some of the Power 5 schools. They're not just automatically going to sell out War Memorial Stadium, 30,000 people here every Saturday. There's a lot more that goes into it, a lot more challenges to fill stadiums like this and the AA. So kind of take us through what you learned in some of the challenges that Wyoming's presented with and what they try and do to kind of combat those.
Well, I think one of the most staggering figures is if you look at just the populations of the cities that that boast these schools in the Mountain West. Wyoming obviously in Laramie is the smallest at just over 30,000. But then even the second smallest is markedly larger in Logan, Utah. It's like 48,000. But you've got a couple over a million, and so you look at somewhere like San Diego, just in the San Diego metro, there's something like 3.1 million in that kind of suburban area. And that's more than five times the state of Wyoming's population. So they've got so much closer. So you look at not only you have smaller numbers as far as your population goes, but it's also much more spread out in Wyoming. So it's harder to harder to get people here. So one of the other things is going to be night games. If you're coming from somewhere like Sheridan, you've got a heck of a drive, and so you've got to drive here before the game to get here in time. If you want to tailgate, that takes a little bit extra time, and then you've got to be able to go back at night, or otherwise you've got to be dedicated and either get a hotel room or do something like that. So it's going to be even extra dedication there.
Yeah, I mean, you add in the weather problems that we all know are constant come the late fall, early winter, and there's even more difficulty in getting to games. But anything else that you learned in terms of the challenges of consistently drawing people to Laramie for either football or basketball games?
I think one of the things that is kind of interesting that you don't really think about is Kevin McKinney, Wyoming's senior associate athletic director. He had told me all these schools have challenges. Wyoming's are just a little bit different. So if you look at, like I mentioned, San Diego before, they're in a spot where the beach is nearby. There's tons of other things to do. The San Diego Chargers are in town. There's all these sorts of different entertainment options. Whereas in Wyoming, Cowboys games are the show. This is the thing to do. It's going to be the big attraction. So for Wyoming, they do have a different set of circumstances, but to some degree they're fortunate as well.